Example 12 says if the temperature for a 24-hour period ranged between 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 59 degrees Fahrenheit inclusive, what was the range in Celsius degrees? And I gave you the equation here to change from Fahrenheit to Celsius and vice versa. All right, so let's go through it and let's think about this. It tells us that it ranged between 41 and 59. That means from the 41 up to the 59, and it says inclusive, so that means it includes or is equal to the 41 and 59 as well. So we want to know what the range is then going to be in Celsius. So we could say, we know that if 41 is a low, then 41 has to be less than, and since it's inclusive, it's equal to the 9 over 5c plus 32. And, well, since the high is going to be 59, that means that the temperature is going to be less than, so that 9/5 c plus 32 has to be less than and equal to, since it's inclusive, that 59. But notice this right here and this right here are exactly the same. So we can, in return, take and write this as a compound statement. We can put it together. So we're saying that the 41 has to be less than, or equal to, the 9/5 c plus 32, which has to be less than or equal to the 59. And we can work it out this way. Because just remember, even though it's got the two inequalities, it's just like if it had one. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So in this case, what you do to one side, you're going to do to all. So let's solve this double inequality here, this compound statement. Our goal is we want to know the range in Celsius, so we need to solve for C. So let's get C by itself. And depending on what class you are, you told me to do different things at first. Some of y'all started out with go ahead and multiply everything by 5. Some of y'all said no, let's go ahead and move the 32 first. It doesn't matter which one, you're going to get the answer the same in the end. I'm going to go ahead and do like we'd been doing. And the first thing I did was get rid of the fraction. So I'm multiplying everything here by 5. And so that gives me, what's that, 205, my inequality symbol. Here the 5's cancel, so I got my 9c, plus 5 times 32 is 160, my inequality symbol, and 5 times 59 is 295. Now remember, again, my goal is to solve for C, so I'm going to get everything out of that middle area except for C. So just like before, I'm going to get rid of the 160, but what I do to one side, I have to do to all three. So I'm subtracting 160 on every side of that line. So that gives me 45, my inequality symbol. I get 9c, that cancels. My inequality symbol, and here I get 135. So then I'm still trying to get c by itself, so I'm going to divide it by 9, and what you do to one, you do to all. So when I do this, I get 5 is less than or equal to c, which is less than or equal to 15. And so to answer this, remember, I've got to put in a word problem. C is for the Celsius, so we're talking about a range here. That's why we were able to put it in these inequality symbols. And so we know that the range is going to be between the 5 and the 15. So when I write my sentence, I'm going to say the range is between 5 degrees Celsius and 15 degrees Celsius. And then I'm going to put inclusive. Oops. You need to put that inclusive, so you point out that, hey, we're including it. That is part of our answer, and that's because we have the equal to in there, so it has to be part of the answer.